a not-for-profit organization which provides care, compassion, and career to disadvantaged children of our society. Internationally, he has been member of the board of Lean Global Network USA. He is the president, International Motorcycle Manufacturers Association, Geneva, for the period 2012 to 14. Thank you very much.
Now I invite the chief guest, Mr. S. Sandilya, to deliver the graduation day address.
Dear graduating students, you come first today. Parents, Dr. Krishnaraj Vanavaraya, Dr. Ramchandran, and Shankar Vanavaraya. A very good morning to all of you. Very good morning to all of you. We want energy in this room. Don't sleep, okay? I must thank the management to have invited me when Mr. Shankar Vanavaraya phoned up and said, have you received Dr. Mahalingam's invitation? Sorry, I had not seen it at that time. It was in my office. Later on, I checked up, it had come. And I said, if you're calling me to Coimbatore to come for the convocation ceremony of the Kumaraguru College of Technology, how can I refuse? As he said in his introduction, I belong to this place. I've studied here from my birth to 1967, then I went out. So it's a place where I always come back with a lot of passion. I was here last year in PSG College giving a talk on lean management, and today I'm here in Coimbatore at the Kumaraguru College of Technology in the convocation. I'm indeed thankful and I'm delighted to be present here on an occasion like this where we see young boys and girls graduating from this college, which has been in existence for the last 25 years. And yesterday, I believe you had your first batch coming for the Silver Jubilee celebrations. So on this occasion, I would like to first, at the outset, congratulate all graduates who are getting their degrees today. They passed out last year, which happens to be the penultimate batch of the Silver Jubilee batch. 2013, I believe, will be the Silver Jubilee batch, which is passing out. But heartiest congratulations to all of you. What I'm going to do in this next about 20-25 minutes is to share some thoughts. A few of them may be just disjoint. You may not find any connections, but if you look at it a little later, reflect on it, you might find a lot of connectivity in that as well. Basically, I'm also going to share some of my life experiences, which will kind of corroborate what I say. The purpose of sharing this experience is not to talk about me as an individual. Please concentrate on the experience that I'm talking about. It is the content of that is what I'm sharing with you, the thought or the principle or the concept that I'm referring to. Am I going very fast, ladies and gentlemen? Should I slow down? Is it okay? Because I have a tendency to go at AK-47 rifle speed. So I must check with you as audience whether am I reaching out to you or not. First of all, when you step out of this campus and you have become graduates, start working, you look at 3-4 options. Some of you may be continuing in the academics, in the same field, you might be doing post-graduation. Some of you may get into business management, other kind of courses. Some get into jobs, some of you might have already gotten, and pursue other paths that you do. And I've told that in the 2012 batch, so actually you have already stepped into that part of the life. But what I'm going to share with you is relevant for whichever field you take once you step out of an academic field, which is the college or where you graduated. As some of you would have already experienced, the outside world is extremely different compared to what you experience here. A lot of self-learning takes place. Nobody is there to teach you. There is no professor, no faculty being at the guidance every time. A lot of interdependence. You start looking at that, you have a network, you got a team, you got to work with people. It is not that you as an individual study in your library and go and write exam. You got to work with teams of people. A lot of focus on networking. And you face a lot of choicelessness. You don't choose your superior, you don't choose your subordinates. You may choose your first job, but then next job you go to again, the new superior is very different. Your life of choicelessness. And you have to experience it and learn to live with it. But don't get shocked. Be ready to face the challenges in life. Whenever you take decisions, you always take decisions in uncertainty. We don't know what is in store in the future for us. Because we don't know the future. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It could be a very bright day, it could be a cloudy day. But when you take a decision, you focus on the process of decision making. When you take up a job, you do your work, you look at the process of doing, because what you have control is over the process. The result is a consequence. I always say be impatient with action, but be patient with results. Because the result is a consequence. I just want to use a small quotation from Bhagavad Gita, which is often misrepresented, misquoted. He said, Karmanye vahadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. People start saying, don't expect results. No, Lord did not say, don't expect results. Expect results. But karmani eva adhikaraha te. You have control over your action, not on the result. Result is a consequence. If the result is not as per your expectation, what you can change in the process, you cannot go and take an eraser and change the outcome and make it something else. That will be fraud. That will be satyam kind of situation. So what you can change is the process, the action that you can change. Think what I should have done. Change your course of action. Hopefully you will get the result of the expectation that you had. I just want to share one small experience of my life which has changed my life entirely. You know, when I was working with Union Carbide as a multinational company, cushy job, I was in Chennai, born in Tamil Nadu, is nothing like having a job in your own home state. There was an opportunity which came up in a North company which is called Eicher, unknown company having 3 crore turnover, making 100 tractors a month. There was opportunity to go there and do something. Something struck me. I said, it's some kind of a call. Maybe I can do far more as an individual contributing in a small company than being in a big multinational company, well-paid job, everything is okay. I took a plunge. I took a risk in life. I didn't know what it stood. Many people in my own family thought I'm a fool, taking a plunge and decision to join a company which is unknown in North India, and it's a family-owned company. But I liked the professional way the company approached. The balance is history, as they say. Ultimately, I retired as a group chairman, chief executive of a company, North Indian family-owned company, going from South India. It's not all that easy to get that level, but it happened. That's a consequence. But at the time of decision making, I never imagined, I never thought that could be the result. So ladies and gentlemen, when you take up a decision, look at the process of what you're doing, what is the background you're taking, the result will be a consequence. Invariably, it will be a good result. Life is a continuous learning experience. Never forget. It's not what you learn only in the college. Use every opportunity. Sometimes the processes could be that you learn something. You unlearn. No point in going about what we did 20 years ago. The age of typewriter is gone. The QWERTY keyboard is still there. People use the same kind of fingering. But now it's in terms of computers, in terms of networking, you have so many things. But all your iPads and tablets, everything have the same board. But nobody uses a typewriter anymore. Very few people use it. So unlearn sometimes and relearn. So it's a continuous process. And here again, I would just want to share an experience. As Shankar said, I graduated from Coimbatore in commerce field. I'm a commerce graduate. So how on earth I started becoming responsible for an engineering company? In 1979, there was an opportunity when I was heading group finance. The promoter asked me a small question. Would you like to take that and try turning around this company? Here is a young fellow who doesn't know anything about engineering except whatever little we have learned in the management school. I mean, used to finance function. How am I going to learn manufacturing, marketing, HR, and so many things? But I told the promoter only one sentence. If you have the confidence and you are willing to take the risk, I am willing to take the risk. I plunged. Again, based on that experience, I started learning quite a few things about the nuances of engineering, whether it is a diesel engine, how it functions, what happens to alternator. Then I went on to head the Alver engine plant on tractors where we went. Next, we went to the commercial vehicles with Japanese collaboration. And every step has been a learning experience. Today, when I'm on the boards of a few companies which are totally unrelated field, from an automotive area, I'm now a chairman of a sugar company, chairman of a software company, but all that is learning for me. I cannot say that I'm an expert in any of the fields, but you learn. But the learning need not necessarily be with the objective of doing something in that area. I don't have to design an automotive engine or a tractor or a vehicle, so long we have an appreciation. So learn, ladies and gentlemen, to appreciate the areas you're not specialized in. Tomorrow, as engineers, you might be asked to take up a business and run it, which means you should understand what is the profit and loss, what is finance, what is balance sheet. There could be anything, it may be in human resources area. So learn continuously, so learning is a continuous process. And handling jobs which are needing appreciation for the new skills that you want to learn. And qualification is not everything. What you qualify today is okay, it's in the back as a certificate. Yes, some of the government jobs expect that qualification, the certificate to be provided as a proof, but ultimately it's the experience that you gain in life is more important. In that process, be open to face new challenges. Life may unfold with different experiences. Many alternatives will come. They will emerge. Choices will be thrown in front of you. And learn to enjoy this unfolding. As the onion peels, look at this. You won't get tears in this kind of an onion. Where it peels, life gives you newer and newer experiences. Enjoy that. Take decisions and choose your path. And again, I want to share a small experience of one of my colleagues who used to be in charge of quality control function in our Alwar unit. We were doing some restructuring and I was the general manager and I thought I should expose him to manufacturing function. This gentleman very skeptical. He said, no, Mr. Sandilya, I would like to become an expert in quality control function. I said, fair enough, nobody asked you not to, but why are you afraid of taking on this? He was afraid of taking on a role of manufacturing, managing worker, labor, and so on. I just simply told him one thing. Don't think that you will get promotion if you continue in quality control unless you prove your capability for your potential. If you go to manufacturing, you succeed, showing your potential, you may still grow there. If you don't, you won't grow at all there. So why don't you take this plunge and take an opportunity? What happened to this person, he went into manufacturing, his eyes got opened up, learned tremendous experience in terms of manufacturing a line, large number of workforce, large number of people. He became a general manager in the company. He left the company, went and joined a multinational company. He became the managing director of the company before retiring. So the kind of opportunity that got unfolded for him, had he lived only in that function, had he stuck to his viewpoint, he might have not had this opportunity of doing fantastically well in life where he would have been stuck to small things. So these are experiences which should tell you that as it comes, keep looking at opportunities and take decisions. All of you must dream, must aspire. You want to do great things. But it is not that whatever you think will happen. So don't get disheartened if what you think has not happened and you face failures. Learn to manage failures. It's an extremely important facet that many of us do not, and we get into all kinds of problems like depression because what we thought did not happen. It could be a job in the company, it could be a project which has not been delivered on time, it could be a promotion that we expected you did not get, it could be anything, or some project you took up failed. Fair enough. But you learn to manage failures. I just want to share with you two quotations here which are very powerful quotations. One is that of George Bernard Shaw, quote, "Success does not consist in never making mistakes, but in never making the same second time." Another quotation is from Paramahamsa Yogananda, another very powerful quotation. Quote, "The season of failure," Coimbatore is a farming community, you all understand what is, agriculture. "The season of failure is the best time for sowing the seeds of success." For sowing the seeds of success. That means it is on some failures that you build up your success because you understand why you failed and you try to avoid that in the next step that you take. The next thought I want to give you is pursue excellence in whatever you do. Pursue excellence in whatever you do. Do it with love and love what you do. Do it with passion. The results will follow. I don't think results will leave behind. Excellence requires a lot of humility. Once you achieve excellence, you've done extremely well. All of you have done, maybe did very well in your schooling, came to engineering college, got ranks, did very well. All that is fine. But have humility. Adakkam amararul vaikum. Adangamai arirul vaithuvidum. You know the Thiruvallur was saying. And once you start getting arrogance, I've seen many companies, many individuals fall when you start seeing the seeds of arrogance coming in. So it's extremely important to have humility. Understand every time that what we have learned is a very small speck. I always say it is something like a small dust particle on the tip of the hair of the tail of the dog. That's all we have learned in life. What we have not learned in life is tremendous. The whole universe. That's what I'm saying. So that's the kind of thing that we should always feel, that we are here to learn, continuously keep learning. Don't ever think that I have learned everything, I know all that I want to do. There's an anonymous quote on humility. It's a very powerful quotation again. I don't know who said this. Quote, when a person says he has humility, he has already lost it. And that is the definition of humility. And that is a level which is important because that's the only point at which you start learning. You have a yearning for learning. new things in life. Now, talking of passion, when I mentioned about looking for excellence, pursue excellence, do it with a lot of passion. I just want to share with you a small experience again of my life. It was about 6 years ago that there was an opportunity thrown at me to become the non-executive president of the SOS Children's Villages of India. It is referred to in my introduction. Initially, I was very hesitant because this organization is a non-government organization. Generally, the popular belief is all these NGOs are a fraud-making organization. They do a lot of wrong things and they do bad things and so on. But I went and visited the village and I saw what they do and I found that the cause was very unique and the processes were good. It's bringing up children in a family atmosphere, each house having a mother followed by a few children that they bring up. At the end of the day, I thought it's a God's call. I took up this non-executive job, pro bono. We don't get a penny. We spend our personal time in the organization as a non-executive president, improving the governance of the organization and the processes. Let me tell you that I got involved so passionately. Shankar would bear me out. Whenever I used to meet him in CII, National Council meeting, I used to hand over a magazine relating to the organization. Even this morning, I've given it to Dr. Krishnaraj Vanavaraya. Because I felt that the cause was so good, I got passionately involved in it. We have 24,000 or 23,000 children who are destitute, who we take care. I can reel off 100 people, 200 people's names who have settled in life based on the help from the organization, whom I may not know, I might not have interacted. Some of them still interact with me on email. I keep talking to them, I keep kind of guiding them. So the question is, when you get involved in something which is come on your lap, take it with passion, do it with passion, do it with the pursuit of excellence. Doesn't matter what the result is, the result will invariably be good because your heart and life has gone into it. Mind you, whether it is a job, whether it's your personal life, whether it's your family life, whatever you get involved with certain amount of passion. When I say passion or excellence, does not mean perfection. Sometimes choosing perfection means you lose out the time element in it. And also I am not saying get attached to it. Do it with a detachment so that you don't get personally upset. Because what happens is a consequence of some actions you have taken. It is not your personal mistake or a personal involvement. So do it with a bit of a detachment of an individual, but yet get involved in it with respect to a passion. The last point that I want to share with you is the law of 2 feet. The law of 2 feet, the feet on which you stand. Take responsibility for your actions and decisions. Take responsibility for your actions and decisions. Do not try to blame others or make others as scapegoats. In many organizations and schools, education institutions, everywhere, if something goes wrong, you immediately look for somebody else to blame, not me. But you might have been the cause of that particular thing. So take responsibility, nothing wrong in it. After all, you admit your fault and move forward. If things work out, fine. If not, you change course. As I mentioned, it is only in the action that you have the control. So change course and evaluate the choices that get thrown up every time. And take your pick based on your analysis at that point of time. And don't brood over the past. Past is gone. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, whether you know or you have ever been told or you ever even visualized this. What is the most perishable commodity in this world? What is the most perishable commodity in this world? It is time. By the time I have said it, it is gone. I cannot get it back. So don't waste your time. So when you are looking at things, again, the past cannot come back. We don't have a time machine yet to go back in time. So what we can only learn from time is our experience, our learning, and what we did right or wrong. Use that experience for future because the time is no longer going to come back. Once gone, it's gone. Just to conclude, ladies and gentlemen, from the academic field, when you're getting into a journey, it's a journey of transition. The same points that I've covered, I want to put it in a little different perspective. Don't dissect it in terms of the words and phrases to say that not true, yes, true. It just gives you a flavor of the transition that you go through in life. On the first stage, from being taught in an academic institution, you are getting into a mode of self-learning, learning through your own experiences, learning from the experiences of the others that you come in contact with, your team, your colleagues, your superiors, and what have you, and also from the environment. From a certainty or a near certainty in an academic institution that you know what has happened, what will happen tomorrow, when is your exam, what I have to study, you are getting into a lot of ambiguity and uncertainty because the kind of actions that you take, the consequences you still don't know. you expect certain consequences, you take decisions and uncertainty. So from a certainty or near certainty, you get to an ambiguous, uncertain situations. From a graduation level, which is kind of an academic situation, you are getting into a nursery class. You think that you have graduated, I am now a B.Tech, what have you. Actually, learning starts now in your practical life. So which is what I call it nursery or class 1, and start continuous learning from here. Because what you learning is till the end of your life, you learn something new if you look forward to it. If you don't look forward to it, bad luck, you won't learn. From a set pattern of life that in an academic institution you go through certain pattern of life, you get into new challenges, new choices that you keep getting every day. And from a continuous success, because when in the school and academic you start getting first classes, you do very well, first in college, first in university, you start having continuous success, you start facing failures in life. And it's a mixture of both successes and failures. You have to learn the art of managing this balance